Welcome to part one or lesson one of the beginner's tutorial for Roblox Lua or Luau. Um, we're gonna be going over the basics in the beginner's tutorial, obviously, and this is just lesson one. We're gonna have a bunch of lessons, and I will be providing the roadmap for that in the description so that you can follow along. We're gonna split this up into beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and those three are gonna be uh by category harder and harder, obviously, because beginner is gonna be easier than advanced. You can read the roadmap if you want, or you can just wait for me to upload a video and be surprised by the topic it covers. So, in here specifically, this lesson, we're gonna be going over the basics. We're gonna be going over variable assignment, comments, and print statements. Now, I'm gonna start with variable assignments. What is a variable? A variable is a unique identifier that is used by Roblox when it compiles your code, which means it runs your code, when it executes your code. And all that it does is it just says, hey, let's say that I have a variable x is equal to like 7. Now, later on in the code, we have all this code in between. Later on, when I reference x, it's gonna say, hold on a second, x doesn't look right. Let me go up and see if there's a variable called x. Look, 7. So we're gonna replace this with 7. We're gonna count it as 7. So if you're doing simple arithmetic like x plus 2, Roblox is gonna look at this and say, "Oh, x. What's x? Well, there's a variable called x 7, so we'll just um, make this 7 plus 2, which is 9." I went ahead and loaded into Roblox Studio. Um, we're gonna start by making a script in server script service. So you'd type script. I have mine at the top. I'm not gonna type it out. This is default code. This code is always gonna be automatically added when you first create a script. You can delete it. You can ignore it for now. We'll come back to it. So, how would assigning a variable look like? Very, very simple. Extremely simple, actually. Local variable name equal assignment. This is how it would look. So if I wanted x to be 7, like in our example previously, I'd do local x equals 7. That's it. You can do local y equals x. You can do local z equals y plus 3. And it would all work because you have the references here. The only problem that would arise is if you have local t equals something we don't have defined, like g. Well, what's g? Roblox doesn't know what g is. We don't have a g. So, it's not going to know what a g is. You would fix that by just making local g equals something. Local g equals 5, for example. And now Roblox will say t is g. T is 5. Now we're going to move on to something different. Comments. A comment is a very, very incredible tool to have because it allows you to visualize your script more accurately and for other people to read your script more accurately. A comment is made in two different ways: double dash or double hyphen, and then your text, or alternatively, you can type in some text and do control and slash as a keybind, and it will automatically turn it into a comment. This is useful because if we select multiple lines and use that keybind to control slash again, it will automatically make it a comment or not a comment. So we can type or we can spam control slash as much as we want. All of this is going to turn into comments or not comments, depending on what it is. Now, going back to our variable assignment, I want to make sure you know this. There are two different variable types. There's a local variable and there's a global variable. And it's a very, very subtle difference, but it's a very, very big difference at the same time. If we have local x equals 7 and we want to reference x above it, what's going to happen? Local y equals x, just like our example before. We see that there's a little tiny warning that comes up. It's going to say x is not assigned right there. Unknown global x. This is because local assigns x to its local scope, which means anything under it can access x. If I just move y equals x under it, there's no more error or warning. The way to fix this would be, instead of having local, you remove it and just make it x. Now there's no warning. Why does this work? Because this is a global variable, which means that the whole script can access it, regardless of whether or not it's on top or bottom. So I can do z equals x down here, it won't error or warn. Y equals x up here, it's not going to do anything either. The only problem that arises is if you have a local. Now, speaking about this performance-wise, you should never use global variables. And this is because it forces Roblox to look above. And I made a mistake saying that it would recompile the script, but it actually doesn't. Instead, a better term to use here would be it would review what was already made above it. Recompile, which is a bit of an issue because Roblox, how they compile their code or run their code is line by line, which means it's gonna read this, comment, ignore. It's gonna read this. Oh, no X. Read this. Oh, X is here, but it's a local, so I'm gonna assign it down here. Next line, and then end. If I remove this X, the local, my bad. What's gonna happen? Comment, space, or empty new line, whatever. X is not referenced here. I wonder why. It's a bit of an issue. Oh, look at under it. There's a global variable called X. Well, since it's a global variable, maybe it was used above me. I'm gonna go check again. Oh, X is here. Is X anywhere else? No, it's not here. It's not here. Oh. So it basically just double checks above it, and that's not very optimal. Um, Now we're gonna move on to print statements. A print statement is what was automatically inserted into our script before. All it does is say some text in the console or the output. So if I have as an example print hello world and I click on run, we will see that the output will have hello world. And if we click on the text, it'll bring us to the line that it was called, where it printed. Now, we can go a step further. We can do local text is equal to hello world, but this time it is a variable. Another editor's note: those quotation marks are very necessary because Roblox cannot interpret it as a string without it. It's gonna error if you don't put the quotation marks. Now we can go under it, print text, run, and it'll print. This is because variables will always be like this. You can always access a variable. Roblox replaces the variable reference with what the variable is referencing. So this is the same thing. Print text and print this string. Same thing. That's all that we need to cover in this episode. Appreciate you for bearing with me. My explanation was a bit rough. I hope you understood that. Please forgive me. I'm new to this, so I don't really, I have to have some time to warm up, But just bear with me. We'll both figure it out together. Thank you for watching.